PTF and JK back with you in the Brooklyn podcasting studio once again. Kentucky Derby week. Our Kentucky Derby coverage continues for our friends over at DK Horse. Make sure you download the DK Horse app today. JK, we bring you in to answer some of the key questions about the pace in this year's Kentucky Derby. Let's start with your overall assessment of it. Where does it fit compared to an average Derby, say?
Yeah, I just think the Derby pace always is at least pretty honest. When you have 20 horses running to the first turn, in the excitement of the race, the adrenaline that comes with the race, it typically becomes an honest pace. I don't think we're ever going to see a really slow pace anymore in the Derby, but we also might not see the supersonic ones we saw when sprinters were allowed to kind of be in the race. So I think it'll be quick. I think it's all about position. I think more than horses that have all those ones in their past performances that need the lead, it's about horses that have tactical speed, and that tactical speed combined with trying to get position in the race going into the first turn, I think leads to the pace being faster than a lot of front-running types would like for it to be.
And that's interesting this year in particular because so many of the, who would you call the prime contenders, seem to want an honest pace to run at. That feels like that could be cool. That's a Derby where, hopefully the best horse isn't compromised by having to move too early. Maybe the best horse is the one who can win, which sounds like an obvious statement, but one in horse racing, kind of amazing how often it is not the case. Let's stick with the leader idea for a second. If you had to pick one horse in this race to make the lead, who would that be?
Yeah, I'm going to go with litmus test. Just because Baffert's never been one to rate a horse, and especially a long shot. Like, why would what's he going to do? Take litmus test back and eat a bunch of dirt? I think from that inside draw at the 4, but being the most inside of the speed horses, I think he'll send away from there and kind of inherit it when geometry comes into play, right when they turn into that inside corner. He'll be cutting the corner while the others are trying to avoid being too wide. I think litmus test ultimately makes the front.
I think he's a good candidate. I mean, on pace figures, that's certainly an opinion that makes sense. I could see one of the foreign horses maybe trying to have something to say about that, but 6 speed drawn so far outside, who knows? Denon Bourbon, first start in the States. We'll see how he breaks. Denon Bourbon, if you made me foot to the fire answer that same question, he might be the one I go with. I could see them out there together, maybe all 3 of them out there together on the lead. But maybe the more important question than who's going to make the lead is which horse in this field, and we'll put ability aside. I'm going to ask you to make a pick here. That'll be available on our Final Answers live stream, which folks can tune into on the In the Money Media YouTube channel. But who is going to get the best trip?
Yeah, I feel very confident in this, that if Further Ado gets beat, it's not going to be because of his trip. I think he's going to work out a perfect trip, whether he's good enough, whether he's a horse for course, whether he's needs everything his own way. I think he will get things his own way. I think he's going to work out the best trip. I think drawing the 18, just like American Pharoah did, I think he can get a very similar to, if not identical trip to what American Pharoah did, right? Kind of sitting second, third around there, stalking on the outside, not getting stopped, maybe losing a couple feet in ground when it comes at the end of the day because of geometry. But I think Further Ado is going to work out a great trip.
Yeah, I think some people think, wide ground loss. I don't think it's going to hurt a horse with his kind of tactical speed. He can negotiate the post. He can pick his place. And I'll tell you what, when we were watching that post draw the other day and the pill was pulled and Further Ado was announced in the 18, Brad Cox was smiling from ear to ear. You agree. I agree. Very well drawn horse, maybe the best of the bunch. Will it prove decisive? We got a lot more places we're going to be talking about this Kentucky Derby. Make sure you subscribe to the In the Money Media YouTube channel. Check out all the content we have cooking also over at inthemoneypodcast.com and a new site, dailytoderby.com. We've got some cool stuff you'll only find over there as well. But if you just answer one of my asks from this video, it's this one. Download the DK Horse app today.